Hello, my name is Tara Parekh. So today I am a teach you about the subject of the database management system. In this, we have to understand about the topic of integrity constraint. Okay, so let's start. Integrity constraint are the set of the rule it is used to maintain the quality of information. Integrity constraint ensure that the data insertion, updating and other process having to be the performed in a such a way that the data integrity is not affected. Thus, integrity constraint is used to guard against an accidental damage of the database. So, like in these three definitions, it is an tell us about that integrity constraint is a set of the rules like when we have to manage the quality of the data, so at that time we can follow this constraint. Okay, like we have an we have an one shop, and shop have an multiple products over there. So like how can we maintain it, with the some quality, or we does not have any bugs on to that our database. So but we must have to follow that integrity constraints to maintain the database of an our products. So, it is like when we have to perform any insertion operations, updating operations on any another processes, like when we have to perform such operations with the database. So like when we have to perfect any operations with this smoothly, so we have to maintain that the integrity constraint into that, or we can say set of the rules which we have to follow into that our database, so we can perform all the we have to perform all the operations very smoothly. Okay, so that the next topic is the types of that integrity constraint. So like there are the four types of the integrity constraints. First is a domain constraint, second one is an entity integrity constraints, third one is a referential integrity constraint, and the last one is that key constraints. Okay, so these four we have to one by one we have to learn into that in details. Okay, so the first one is that domain constraint. Okay, so the domain constraint can be defined as the definition of the valid set of the values for an attribute. Like these line tell us as the name suggests, like the domain. So domain has a perfect set of that values from the particular attribute. Okay, so the next slide is that the data type of the domain includes string, character, integer, time, data, currency, etc. The value of the attribute must be available in the corresponding domain. So I know about you can't have an understand about it. So I can tell that we have one like a primary key, or we can say that roll number. Okay, and roll number or enrollment numbers. Both they can be heard also known as it is a number data type. So there should be no any string or character data type which will be included into that our roll number or enrollment number column. So it is we have to follow this rule into that our particular database. Okay, so like here is that example, it is an one table which is like the ID name. Okay, the next one is in semester and that age. Okay, so like ID which we have to that like ID as in a for file data which we have on a number data, the name as in a string data type, like the semester is in a combination of that numbers and the string, and that the age is an like here is that we have to follow that our domain constraint like that, which is the in the last data of that age column which is as an a. We all know that our age it should be into that number formats, like there are the upper four data which will be have to that number data types. That's why here is a domain constraint, and here I can write about that not allowed because the age is an integer attribute. Yes, like we know that we have a different age, but it is an having a particular like a number data type. So that's the domain constraint. It tell us about that like every column of the table which should be follow that particular data type. Okay, the next one is an entity integrity constraint. The entity integrity constraint states that the primary key value can't be null. Okay, so this is the because of the primary key value is used to identify individual rows in the relation, and if the primary key has a null value, then we can't identify these rows. A table can contain a null value other than the primary key fields here. like in these 3 points that tell us about that the primary key should does not mean empty value. Like we know that the primary key is used to like uniquely identify that rows from that particular tables. Like we have a teacher, so we have to give the some particular roll number to particular students. Okay, so like which can't be repeated into that particular class. Okay, like I can give you to that 52 and like a roll number into that some particular student. So like when we have to like tell about the roll number 52, so only those student is to be that pointed out, not to that another. Okay, so at that time we have like we don't have to that any empty roll number into that our classroom. So that's why here is that entity integrity concept tell us about that. Like if we have to identify some columns into an our table which is in a primary key, so that should be not have any null value, no had to be then any empty values. Like is in that we have to like particular, we have to like some unique identifier into that a primary key. Okay, so here is that example of an integrity constraint is that employee table which has have an employee ID, employee name, and the salary is in a column. Okay. So here in a first column, in the last of the data, fourth data, which is not allowed because here is an employee ID is in a primary key, which is then the last data of that employee ID. It should be that employee, which is a not allowed. Here is that employee name has an a four data, which is an a string format, which is a correct. Like the salary column has an a four data, which can be have that a number format, which is an also correct. So in the here is which is a not allowed, I can return is that not allow as the primary key can't contain null value. Here is that the follow is that this line should be for must be followed that integrity constraints, which is that employee ID is in a primary key, but which should not be having an empty value. Okay. So for the next one is an referential integrity constraint. Referential integrity constraint is a specific between the two table. In the referential integrity constraints, if the foreign key is on a table one refer to the primary key of the table two, then every value of the foreign key in a table one must be null or be to that available into that table two. So the referential integrity constraint tell us about that like we have a concept of the foreign key and a primary key. So primary key in a, like in the last constraint I can tell you about that in our into that our we data, like when we have to uniquely identify some rows with the particular ID or which we are particular column. So that's why we have to create a one primary key into that our table. Here is that we the concept of the foreign key. The foreign key concept is that like when we have to join a two tables, like one table is referred to the another table, and like a table one and the table two. Okay, so the table one refer to the table two. So the table two, which is as a primary key, which is a present into the table one as in a column. So like it is called as in a foreign key. Okay. So here can I tell you about the concept of the primary key as well as foreign key. Okay. So here is that referential integrity constraint is that like which should be like we have a primary key into that our table one, and like which we in a table two, which is in a primary key, which is in refer as an into the table one as in a foreign key, so that all of the data of the foreign key which is a primary key of the table two, like which is like in a table two we have a three data, like that primary key is in a three data like 1 2 and 3. So all 1 2 and 3 data is to be that present into that foreign key as in a table one as a reference. Okay, like no any not any null value, not any blank value, or not any uniquely identified data which is not is in a present into that table two. Like it isn't we have to follow that, like which we have, like if we have thousands of the data and a primary key as in a table two, which is refer as in a table one, so that all of the hundreds or hundred or thousands of the data which is represent as a foreign key, which is also presented into that table one. Okay, so like we are going to that example of that referential integrity constraint. Okay, so here is that a table one, which is concept employee name, age, and D number. Yeah, here is a D number is a foreign key. Okay, so the next one is an a table two. Table two consists of the D number and the D location. Here is a D number is a foreign key, and here is a primary key. I can tell you about the concept of the primary key and foreign key as well. So here is a uniquely identified number is a D number, so it is called as in a primary key. And here is a relationship between, or we can say reference between of the two tables. So here is a D number as in a foreign key or over there, which is in a refer as in a table 1. Okay, so like here is a constant about the like in a D number 0 in a table 2, like we have a three data like 11, 24 and 13. So here it could be only three data which is available like 11, 24 and 13. But here is an unique identifier which is at 18. But the data in a table 2 in a D0 column, D number column, like we don't have any 18 data which is available as a primary key in a table 2, but which is in a present into the foreign key as in a table 1, so which is not allowed. So we do not have to require this data. Okay, so here I can write about that not allow as a D number 0 column 18. It is not defined as a primary key table of N2, and in the table it is in a foreign key is a defined. Okay, so here we have like what all the data which is in a present in your table 2 as in a primary key, which of the data is in a present in the foreign key as in a table 1, not any another data, not any null data, not any empty data which is allowed by that referential integrity constraints. Okay, so this is a way we have to follow about the referential integrity constraint. So the next and the last one is an key constraint. Keys are the entity set that is used to identify an entity within its entity set uniquely. And entity set can have a multiple keys, but out of which one key will be primary key. A primary key can contain the unique and null value in the relational table. Okay, as the name suggests, key constraint. Okay, so in a database we have a follow of that multiple keys, but most of it we can like working with the primary key as well as a foreign key. So from the before this slide, I can tell you about the concept of the primary key and foreign key also. Okay, so like in this, like we have to like define as a key constraint. So here is a key constraint. Like we have our primary key as in a column like a roll number of the student. Okay, like which is in a primary key from the our data tables which is as in a student. Okay, so here is that at that time we can tell you about the data. So at that time we can tell you about that all the rows of the all the roll number of the students which is an uniquely, not unlike I can tell you about the example of that like 10 number as in roll number into the define as an ABC, so that from the 100 of the students, or we can have thousands of the students into the one class. So we don't have a 10 number into 10 roll number which is occupied by the only one student, not the multiple students. Okay, so that's why it can tell you about that we can give to them some uniquely identifiers and a primary key from that some table. So at that time we do not require that any same value into giving into that another value. So here is that we can define as a primary key to the particular column. So there should be multiples like multiple rows or multiples data, like we have thousands of the data into that one particular primary key, so that thousands of the data of the particular column which should be has the uniquely between that difference of that the data. Okay, so like we going into that example of that key constraint is that here is on the table which is as in a column name as an ID, name, semester and the age over there. Okay, so here is that a five data over there which is a number data type, string data type, number plus a string data type and the number data type. But here is that we have an ID as in a primary key. Okay, so here in this table ID is in a primary key, but that there should not be having a unique identifier. Okay, so like 1001, like 1002, 1003, but 1002 which is repeated from the third and fifth two columns, like two rows which we have to that repeated into that uniquely primary key which is not allowed. So like a primary key, it is used to that uniquely identify the particular row. Okay, so here is like when we have to give some conditions based on this ID 1002. So it can give is to that two data, like which is a third row and the last row which is in written as in a output, but we want only one line. Okay, so here is the I can write about the not allowed because all rows must be unique. Okay, so based on that key constant, we know about the primary key that should be has to be the unique between that and the particular respected of the data. Okay, here is that a name, semester, and age, which is an all perfect, but the 1002, which is repeated by as in two columns on two rows for the particular primary key. That's why which is not allowed. So here it is that example of the key constraint. Okay, so here is that only the four key constraint domain constraint which can consist of that the okay, so here is that the four types domain constraint, which is a concept of the data type, the column which should be follows that all of that same data type, entity integrity constraint, which is follows that the primary key which should not be have to the null. Referential integrity is referred to the primary key and foreign key concept, and the key concept is anyone having a primary key which should not be having a repeated, it should be the uniquely data. Okay, so here is that we knows about that all the four types of that key constraint, and as well as that integrity constraints. Okay, thank you.